Good day, citizens of this great country. Today is a glorious day as we take a stand against violence in our nation. I am honored to be in the presence of such prestigious individuals who have the same drive and passion for justice as I have. I would like to pay homage to the first African American president, Barack Obama, and the First Lady, Michelle Obama. I also would like to acknowledge my wonderful co-workers of the YLGC. The title of my speech is, It Takes a Village to Raise a Child, so where is my village? In many areas like Brooklyn, New York, where I've held my residence for 17 years, relationships begin in families. Families embrace blocks, and these close-knit relationships create communities. These communities evidently develop into our nation. Our nation should be a place where we can live, grow, and play in a healthy, safe environment. In order to transform our communities, we must transform our attitudes. It is not enough to care about our family alone. You also have to care about the families and especially the children who are a part of your entire state. When children see indifference, intolerance, and silence when there is crime or violence, the message is that behavior is acceptable. Without correction, cooperation, or protest, our children will embrace and imitate these inappropriate forms of expression, such as domestic violence, gun violence, and other forms of violence. So, therefore I ask, where is my village? Violence is an eminent factor in our nation. The national statistic is that 25% of all individuals will either be a perpetrator or victim of violence. Now, you may think that this doesn't concern you, but in actuality, this lives right outside your doorstep. On the 3rd of this month in Binghamton, New York, there was a shooting that killed 14 people and 4 were critically injured. This may sound traumatizing now as I'm saying it, but usually we hear news like this and say to ourselves, oh well, or just another death. This situation is in direct alignment with a speech that Robert Kennedy made after the assassination of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He stated that we seemingly tolerate a rising level of violence that ignores our common humanity and our claim to civilization alike. We commonly accept newspaper reports of civilian slaughters in far-off lands. Our motto is, if one should fall, then a million should rise. But is there any truth in that statement? If this is really our village, then this is our responsibility. When police officers kill by accident or by poor judgment, many people seek to attack the police officers. When we kill our own people purposely, many people do not rally for justice. Peace and harmony must be accompanied with the responsibility of making a conscious decision of being our brother's keeper. We should take ownership of our communities against violence. So how can we do this? It starts with you. Assume your roles in the various states and communities as the now generation of agents for change. Imagine if there was a group of people who you can persuade to become agents of change. Who would those people be? What power does this group have that would make them a dynamic force against violence? Young people are the main group of people that can see forth this change. Young people, don't let your disagreements spiral out of control. If you can't talk it out, walk away. Involve a trustworthy adult. Don't be ashamed to ever admit when you're wrong. There is no shame in saying I'm sorry. Adults, teach children alternatives to violence. Let them learn not only by your words, but by your actions. As you demonstrate different ways to vent out anger, children will learn that they have anti-violent choices to settle their differences. In conclusion, it is our responsibility to take charge of our nation against violence. If we don't do it, our country cannot be safe, won't be safe, and won't be a place where people of all ages and backgrounds can be happy, healthy, and proud. Therefore, I dream to live in a community where we can love our neighbors, respect our religious leaders, and even have a relationship with our corner store salesman. I dream that if one person falls, then a million will actually rise in response for justice. Remember, it takes a village to raise a child, but if we do not stop the violence, we will have no village. Thank you very much.
Yo, my eyes are dripping right now. Yo, come on. Greetings, my fellow Americans. My name is Shane Rose. I'm a senior at Aiken High School for Social Justice. I'm a part of the Young Ladies and Gentlemen's Club, and we are the next generation of agents for change. I stand here before you thankful for this opportunity and thankful for all of you who continually take a stand against violence. Today, there's a large disparity between citizens and people who are deemed to have status. Celebrities and elected officials, I know in many instances you do need to have bodyguards for protection from fans and from ill citizens who wish to do you harm. But I wonder, do we need bodyguards? Do we who are considered to be just average citizens need protection from the danger that's out there? I say again, do we need bodyguards? I wonder if Nix Marie Brown would have had a bodyguard on January 11, 2006, if things would have been different. Then when our given security police officers accidentally kill by bad judgment or by accident, we quickly rally against it. When our people deliberately kill each other, as in the April 3rd shooting in Binghamton, New York, we may rally against it, but not enough of us take action. Now let's take a minute and think about this. What if we had a sign saying "Gone but not forgotten" with your name on it, or the name of the person next to you, or your brother or your sister or a member of your family? What if we had a sign with your name on it? In Robert F. Kennedy's speech 41 years ago, he spoke about how our nation is degraded every time an American's life is taken unnecessarily by another American. So are you really going to wait until violence affects you directly or your family until you do something about it? The time to take action is now. Our nation is suffering because of violence. So if we continue on the path that we're on, our great country will be nothing more than a wasteland, desolate and deserted, with no one left because we will cease to exist. Gone but not forgotten. Gone but not forgotten represents our campaign to achieve an annual memorial on one day to pay homage to those who are gone but not forgotten due to violence. In our U.S. national calendar, the only days that honor the loss are Memorial Day and Veterans Day. But these days only honor the death of those who are lost due to war. We want to have a day for all who are victims of violence, no matter what type. Our president says, and we agree, that there are some who question the scale of our ambitions, who suggest that our system cannot tolerate too many big plans. Their memories are short, for they have forgotten what this country has already done, what free men and women can achieve when imagination is joined to common purpose and necessity to courage. In a world corrupted by violence, we have to band together and protect ourselves from those who wish to do us harm. And when one of us is fallen because of violence, we have to all take a stand against it. In the words of our president, the time has come to choose our better history, to carry forward that precious gift, that all deserve a chance to pursue their full measure of happiness. We must be energized and must mobilize our fellow citizens. Words are no longer sufficient. As our past president, Herbert Hoover, once said, words without actions are the assassinations of idealism. So we have to stand together now and make the change so change can come to America. Thank you.